Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I will be reviewing the recent Nintendo Switch port of Miitopia. Miitopia was released on the 21st of May 2021 and it is a port of 3DS game that was originally released on the 28th of July 2017. This game is a successor to the 3DS title Tomodachi Life that released in 2014, but unlike Tomodachi Life, which is a life sim with your Miis, Miitopia is a turn-based action RPG. Although the game's genres are different, they still share some of the same elements that I will highlight in this video. So the plot of this game is rather basic, but it revolves around your Miis, whose mission is to restore the faces of people that they've met after the villainous Dark Lord has stolen them. You see this quite early on, as in the first town you enter, you witness this firsthand. Along the journey you will be accompanied by companions, but unlike other RPG games, you not only get to choose who is in your party, but also everyone in the game. Included with the Switch port of Miitopia, there is a upgraded Mii Maker that allows you to create almost anyone you can think of. Early on in the game you are given the option to choose a class for your character. At the beginning you only have access to 6 different classes, but as the game progresses you can unlock more. You have the option to choose the normal RPG classes like Warrior, Mage and Thief. There are also some more random ones like Cat and Tank. Each class feels very different to play, as they all have different skills that they can learn and they can all equip different weapons. Once you've chosen your class, you can start your quest. For my playthrough I chose for my Mii to be a warrior, as that gives you a more traditional RPG experience. But when it comes to my other party members, I ended up having a mage, a cook, a cat and a tank. But as you progress through the story, more people will join your team, so you have the option to choose almost all of the classes on your first playthrough. After you've made your way through the first town, you're given the freedom to explore the overworld. In this game, the places you can go are decided by if there are nodes on the map. But don't worry, as you explore you can unlock more paths to visit, as while exploring you're given the option to go either left or right or up or down. Most of the time this decides if you get a treasure chest or fight some enemies, but sometimes you can find entirely new places to explore that weren't originally on the map to begin with. So I have lightly touched upon the RPG system, so I think it's time to explain how battles work in Miitopia. If you've played any turn-based RPG in the last few years, then you already know how the battles will play out, but if you don't, I will explain. At random times while you are exploring, you'll have a random encounter, and you'll have to fight some enemies. In the battle, the only character you control is the Mii you started with, and all of your teammates are controlled by the computer. At the start of the game, you can only do a basic attack, but as more members join your team and your friendship level increases with them, you can do more varied attacks. Like if a friend just did an attack, you could follow up with a second attack that will deal even more damage. If you are in a battle and one of your team members are put to sleep or heavily damaged, you can put them in something called a safe spot. The safe spot will help the Mii you've placed in to recover health and MP, while also negating any effects that they may have suffered during the battle. But the safe spot isn't the only way to restore HP and MP. You also have sprinkles that can restore not just HP and MP, but also can revive players too. And as you get awards for playing the game, you'll be able to upgrade the amount of sprinkles you can hold. Battles aren't the only way to increase your Mii's stats, as while exploring your Mii's can come across inns where they can rest, and depending on who they share a room with, their friendship level will increase, and the higher the friendship level is between Mii's, the more they will help them out during battle. But sometimes other Mii's will get jealous and there are rivalries between Mii's, and this will affect them inside and outside of battle. While staying at the inn, you can also eat food. This is similar to Tomodachi Life, as each Mii has foods that they like and dislike, and if you give them foods that they like, it will help to increase their stats. But if you give them food they don't like, this will decrease the chance of you upgrading a stat. Like in Tomodachi Life, shopping is a big part of Miitopia, as at an inn your Mii's will ask you for something, like a new weapon or outfit. Most of the times this is fine, as when you give them the gold they'll go out and buy what they asked for, but sometimes they will buy a completely unrelated item, like food. Another thing you can do while at inns is use game tickets that you sometimes find in chests while exploring, and you can use these game tickets to get some weapons for free or let your Mii go on a vacation. You do this by spinning a wheel at the end, and that decides what you will get or be able to do. What I have said up to this point also applied to the 3DS version of the game, so let's talk about some of the Switch specific features like horses. Horses are kind of like another party member that you can name and level up. You can also ride your horse both in and out of battle. Another new Switch mechanic is wigs and makeup. These allow your Miis to change their hairstyle without going into the Mii Maker, and makeup is similar to what is in the Mii Maker, but you're able to govern a lot more creative control as you are given more different types of makeup and colour options too. Amiibo are also implemented in this game, but all these do are give you different outfits for your Miis. So would I recommend Miitopia as a starter RPG? Yes, I would, as it is a fairly easy game and it is very welcoming to newcomers. And if you've played Tomodachi Life but not Miitopia, then I would highly recommend it. The game is on the shorter side for an RPG, as my playthrough clocked in at just over 30 hours and none of it felt like it dragged. But that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and all my social medias will be linked in the description below. I will see you in another video.